Bernicia, and I'm from Fort Lauderdale. I guess a little bit about me is I went to Florida A&M University, one of the HBCUs of Florida that's in Tallahassee, and I'm currently an ultrasound tech. An ultrasound tech is a sonographer. So basically, what I do is I scan pictures of people and I can see inside of their body. Mainly, people know sonography as being someone who scans babies and basically takes pictures and see how the pregnancy is going within the trimesters.
And how long has you been doing this job?
I'm going on 3 years doing this. I graduated with my AA degree back in 2022. And the current job that I have now, I just passed 2 years, I believe in October. Okay, so my childhood in Fort Lauderdale, it was real good. I remember us going to Toys R Us almost every Friday. Our dad used to always take us to Toys R Us at the end of the week. And I can remember we had almost every game at our house. We had a pool in the back, PlayStations, we had a Wii. We went on family vacations during spring break. My brothers loved GameStop. They always was trading games, getting new games. We went to Blockbuster, had family game nights, family movie nights, and we all did sports growing up. So that was something that was, um, what's the word for that? That was something that was very memorable. Just to see all of my siblings grow up, and we all did sports. So we all were very occupied children growing up in Broward County, I'll say. Does look good. Let me get an asparagus. Girl, you look real healthy. Oh, jambalaya, I have another one. I have the other one.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Going off to college was basically growing up, really. I had to find my own way. It was easier to grow up because I lived alone. I had to pay my own bills. I got a job. It wasn't my first job because I had a job in high school, 12th grade year, but I mainly only worked the summer. So this was my first time actually working, going to school, and paying bills. So life was rough. It wasn't that rough, but life was rough. Especially one summer where I really couldn't pay my bills because I just had to get credit cards to pay my bills because I couldn't find a job. And yeah, I was really struggling. So I felt like at that time I grew up more because I had responsibilities and I basically had to make my own way, trying to figure out how to navigate growing up, being mature, paying bills, and going to school, trying to figure out yourself at that point. It's basically you don't know who you are. You want to have identity, and you just basically have to find your own way to figure out what type of person do you want to be, what type of person you are, and what you're made of. Paying bills is something that you don't have to worry about as a child. Paying bills is something you do as an adult. So having to pay bills in college made me feel more of an adult. In college, you think you're grown, but you're really not grown at 20, you know? So paying bills at 20, 21, that was kind of what made me realize like I am an adult. I am grown now. So the sorority I joined in college was its name is Kappa Psi Psi Healthcare Sorority. It's basically a group of girls and we all have healthcare professions. You only can join a sorority if you're aspiring to be someone in the healthcare field. There was pharmacists, physical therapists, nursing students, occupational therapy students, respiratory therapy, people who aspire to be a doctor, so maybe their major was biology or chemistry. Yeah, everybody in that sorority, we all have healthcare professions. The purpose of our sorority was is to help promote health awareness, health related research adventures, and community service. Those were our main goals. I think one of the reasons behind me joining was the sorority was because all of us were like-minded. Everybody in the sorority had the same goal to be in the healthcare field, and there aren't sororities like that on campus where everybody's in the same major. This was a professional Greek organization, and there are a lot of sororities and fraternities on campus that are just social. So their main goal is to strive to be with people who are sociable, and you all can do community service, but the main goal in the sorority is for sisterhood and bonding. But I think the difference between my sorority that I joined is our goal is to knowledge for healthcare purposes, and I think that's what bonded us. We did throw parties, we did have fun community service events, and we do have a brother fraternity which is called Kappa Psi, but they're only fraternity. Brothers are all pharmacy majors, so that's the difference. But we did have fun. I did meet a lot of girls in our sorority, and once I did graduate from college, we are joined into a bigger group network, and that way we can just meet like-minded women, and they're already established, they're already in their profession, so it just helps you be aligned and connected with people who had the same goals as you, and you knew that there's somewhere that you can strive to be. And it also does help because I went to an HBCU, so to see black women in your profession or in your career, you know that you can do it, and you know that if you ever need help, that there's somebody down the line that dares to help you because you have an older sorority sister who's a doctor. So if you need advice, she can give you advice. You have an older sorority sister who's a pharmacist. If you need connects or a job, there was always that aspect to find help. So I like that about my sorority.
And if you had to give advice to somebody as a whole,
If I had to give advice to anybody going to college that's in college, it would just be stay focused. Don't deal with drama. Relationships will come and go. Just stay focused and know what your goals are. And I would say also find yourself. In college, that's the place to find yourself. You don't want to graduate college and still trying to figure out who am I, because in college you can grow, you can make mistakes, and you can still get back up. But once you're an adult, it's rough, it's hard, and it's just you're in the real world. But college, you can figure it out, and you have time. I'm not saying that as you become an adult, you don't have time, but I would still think of it as a transitional point. It's college, so have fun. Find who you are, find who you like, find out what you like about yourself and you don't like about yourself, and just grow as a person. That's what I'll say. Oh my gosh, I have two. Oh, you want both?
yeah.
Okay. So the first one I would say is when I turned 21, I just had this grand scheme in my mind that I wanted to just get so drunk and feel how it felt to be blacked out drunk. Mind you, or like, I can say mind you, that's how I talk. So, mind you, I never been drunk before. I'm the type of person when I drink, I only need a couple of drinks and I just like to feel almost tipsy and I'm done drinking for the night. And I'm done drinking for the night. But I had this whole plan that my 21st birthday, I wanted to get drunk, blackout drink, and just know how it felt to be drunk. So that's what I did. My friend bought me this bottle like this to put my drinks in for the night. And my other friends all brought me personal bottles that I had to finish. So the first drink that I ever drank on that night was some E&J Apple. To this day, I'll never drink E&J Apple again. And the other bottle was Crown Royal. Never drinking Crown Royal ever again in my life either. And in my little flamingo glass bottle, they made me a mixed drink. So I drank all of that, and then by the time I'm just about drunk, we played Truth or Dare, and they made me do a cartwheel in the middle of the floor, and I did a cartwheel, but I fell and I laid out, and I remember being laid on the ground, and I was like, I need pizza. Somebody bring me a slice of pizza. And when my friend brought me the slice of pizza, I was like, this is cold, I don't want that. And I don't remember anything else for the rest of the night. But when I woke up, my friend said, you're the worst drunk ever. I don't ever want to see you get drunk again in your life. You threw up in the bed with your face down in the pillow. And when I woke up, I was laid in the closet butt naked. So that, that was my 21st birthday story. So the second one is one night me and my friends, we went out, but there had already been some drama in like our friend group, And I was the person that everybody always told their secrets. So I knew about the stuff on the inside, but somebody else wanted to come and ask me, like, oh, can you tell me what's going on with so and so and so and so? And I was like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no.
So she confronted the girl, and next thing you know, my friend is charging across the club to go get the other girl from talking to her boyfriend, and we had to drag them outside in the parking lot, and they started fighting. My friend, she's about this big, and when I tell you she had the strength of a bull, she knocked me down. I had to almost jump over another car just to pull her from the other girl, and they was like fighting in the dirt, and it was just a big old brawl. And so after that, we had to separate them two, put them into different cars, and drive to like separate locations.
What?
So that night was crazy because everybody was drunk. I was kind of the only sober one, and all these little girls had the strength that I never knew they had. So yeah, I was just trying to seek my Christian journey and get deeper into the Bible, but I wanted to find a church that I could actually relate to, and that was one of the churches that I ended up relating to. The church that I was going to in person, it was more older people. The pastor, he was good, but it just wasn't the crowd that I wanted to be around coming from a great church in college. My home church in college was really good. So when I came back home to Fort Lauderdale, I wanted to find that same type of atmosphere, and finding Mike Todd online was what I liked, what I enjoyed. His sermons, it was relatable. It was what I needed at the moment. And that's really what sparked me getting deeper into my Christian journey. I listen to Pastor Mike Jr. now, PMJ. Michael! But that's what I listen to now. He's still relatable like Pastor Mike Todd, but I just like his sermons a little bit better. I'm this close on the verge of moving to Alabama. That's how good he is, but I'll say now I do read more scripture. I do watch church more faithfully. I'm still working on praying more often, but I do pray more. And I'll say as 2025 goes and progresses, that's part of my goal, is to now read the Bible daily and keep a journal. I think the sin is getting drunk. I don't see the sin as drinking. That's what I think about drinking. I don't think you should have an excessive need to drink alcohol daily with with each meal, and you shouldn't get drunk as well. I wasn't ever somebody who got drunk. I did just say that for my 21st birthday, I wanted to just feel how that felt. But I'm not somebody who drinks to get drunk. If I drink, it might be one drink or it might be a shot, but I'm not someone who drinks to get drunk. And I think the sin is in getting drunk, not drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, God did turn water into wine, but yeah. I think someone who doesn't have any knowledge or walk with Christ, they should experience going to church. And people, they might necessarily not like church in general. I know people say, oh, I have a personal relationship with God. My relationship is intimate between me and him. I pray daily. But I think it's more deeper than that. I think you should actually go to church and be within a community of like-minded people who are filled with the Spirit. And then also start reading the Bible. Reading the Bible, there's so much knowledge in there. There's so many stories in there. There's ways of how you can be blessed, how God has blessed people. So I think that's what I would say. First, go to church. Just experience how it is. Listen to the word, and then start reading your Bible. What I want everybody to do is, like Pastor Mike Jr. has said, in 2025, it's time to thrive. I think everybody in 2025 should grow. You should find yourself. You should dig deeper. If your goal is to be more in tune with your godly relationship, dive deep into that. Find a church home. Don't necessarily say your relationship is intimate between you and God. You need to be surrounded by community, by like-minded people. That is what's going to strengthen your growth and your faith. And also, I think you should be a little bit more selfish this year. Dive deeper into your passions. Dive deeper into things that you want for yourself, and never settle. You can follow me on Instagram at _kindlove. And yeah.